What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be dyno tuning the Genesis. I got her behind me. We're gonna go ahead and do a quick oil change, add some coolant, and just double check all the nuts and bolts, make sure everything's okay. Gonna clean up the engine bay a little bit, and yeah, let's get into it. Here we got another GP1 10W30 and an OEM filter from Tim Herbridge and Coupe Store. Don't really know how we're gonna do this because most of my jack stands and my low profile jack are being used on the Jetta right now. But we'll figure it out. Oh, and of course, you know, we got Peaks green 50/50 coolant. So let's go. Well, this is gonna be a problem. Okay, well, problem number 2. Sigh. Okay, we got a piece of wood under the tire. See if this one fits now. All right. Safety protocol number 1, wheel chock. Safety protocol number 2, new Jetta wheels. Number 3, jack. 4, jack stand. 5, scissor jack. Piece of wood. Now, let's get into it. Go underneath the car. All right, 17, oil pan. Take that off, drain in there. Then, oil filter. Cracked it loose, let's see how bad I do. Not too shabby. Let that drain all the way out, and then we fill. When oil's done draining, tighten the bolt. Now, you gotta take off the oil filter. This one normally tends to get a little dirty. Let that drain out a little bit. You may be asking, why is my oil black? It's not black, it's blue. It's just the motor oil color. New filter, oil, lube up the O-ring, and on she goes. And tight. That's good. And then wipe it down. Don't forget to tighten your bolt. There we go. You know it's good when you have no shimmer in your oil. Those are all just bubbles, but this is good. Oil catch can. Now, time to add oil. First quart. Look at that blue goodness, like blue raspberry. Oil's done, cap's back on. Time for coolant. Oh, this is definitely going to spill over with the wind. That's cool. Turn off the fan and running. Check the coolant leak because I tapped that hose. Check that coolant level. It's good down there. I'll check the oil level in a little bit. Make sure we got no leak coming from our dash can. Go check our oil pressure. About 50, so good there. Okay, small hiccup on the way to dyno. The coolant cap on the throttle body kind of ripped open and started pouring coolant all over the side. See, it's kind of on my hood. But it's crunch time. I gotta get to the gas station, pick up some E85. So, come on. There you go. Let's go. Microfibers. Boom. I gotta be there in 30 minutes. Let's go. Alright, she started up. You see we're low on gas, so let's go get it. Alright, filled up. I didn't want to go all the way just because, you know, I have better ethanol content when I'm, you know, lower gas. But looks like it's going up. It was at 77. We're at about 79, which is good. So now we head over to STP. Alright guys, so we arrived at STP Motorsports. Got my buddy over there hooking Jenny up on the dyno. So power-wise, let's talk. So we're actually looking not for 600 just because my fuel system isn't ready for that. But we're looking at maybe between 520, 550 today until I upgrade my fuel pump because the Beachworks 340 isn't going to be enough. I got to have at least a 400 in there. So currently there's no reliable system that I could just toss in as a factory upgrade. So I have Tim Herber from Gen Coupe Store looking to build me a setup, and I'm probably going to be one of the first people to run it. But yeah, let's take a look at what we got. We got the turbo in here, got the wastegate that's going to be coming out the hood, shooting little fireballs. And you know, I'm going to have that little coolant leak earlier. You could see I put a new rubber cap on, made sure it's cranked down but not too tight to the point where it's going to leak or rip. So that's good. I already checked oil, coolant's good, so I think we're ready to go. Waiting on Jesus. Alright, we're ready for first pull. Got Jesus in here with the laptop, making the magic happen. Let's see what happens. What happened?
No, I'm only doing short pulls.
Oh, okay.
We're adjusting it, and then we're going to do a full.
Gotcha. Alright, this one here should be up to 7,000 RPM, almost a full pull. Ran into an issue. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a hole in my plastic fuel line. So we're gonna run to the auto parts store, see if we can snag something up.
Damn calls.
So we got some fuel line. Gonna replace it here. Gotta get some clamps and we're good to go. Alright, so we were able to get this fuel line on. Jesus saved the day. We're headed back to the dyno. Alright, car's running again. Let's cross our fingers, no more problems. Let's get this. Alright guys, so in that last clip you saw, you're probably wondering, yeah, no more problems went wrong. Well, let me show you something. This happens to be the relay, or sorry, the fuse holder for my fuel pump relay. As you can see, the 30 amp fuse that was in there was blown, so I just took it out. I had to hardwire the fuel pump on to the battery directly, just to get it home. And then, not this, but this becomes our next issue. Let me explain. Okay, so as for the fuel pump, something was obviously going on with fueling in the video, as you guys can see. There was a little bit of white and black smoke both coming out of the exhaust. At first, the black smoke I think was more of just either too lean or too rich of a mixture of fuel. And the white smoke I think is actually something wrong with my turbo. When we were going into boost on the dyno, we were seeing absolute clouds of white smoke. I don't have a video of it, unfortunately, because I didn't record the clips since they were only half fulls, and we were running into issues, so there's no point in me filming. But we were getting these huge clouds of smoke, literally like that. And we ended up calling it, taking it off the dyno. We didn't do a leak down test, but we checked the PCV to make sure that there was no excessive crankcase pressure, meaning that the piston rings were gapped incorrectly, which they should be gapped correctly. I think those are good. I don't think we have any blow by or any of that, because even in my oil catch can, like, pull this out, there's nothing on the dipstick. There's no excessive oil pressure. Our oil pressure was actually really good, and you know, I just think it happens to be the turbo. I had this turbo on there when I blew the motor, so I don't know if maybe some metal shards went through and messed it up on the inside, or if there's bad oil seals or what. But turbo and fueling becomes our main problem now. However, let's look at the bright side. It can only go better from here. We can upgrade our fuel system. I was talking to a couple people. I think I might actually end up doing a surge tank, which is basically like an external fuel tank where I can put basically any fuel pump I want, run a return system, and possibly a new turbo. I want to get rid of the AGP and probably go like Garrett or Arashi or something else that's, you know, better. So I'm in the market right now for a supercore on the turbo, as well as new fuel system, either rebuilding what I have and just getting a new fuel pump. But you know, fuel pump is my limiting factor on the dyno anyways. So if we get a new fuel system and a new turbo, we're definitely looking at 600 plus. And you know, at that point, it's just gonna be full on race car. Now I'm hoping the Jetta will be back up within the next 2 days, I think. I actually have a mobile mechanic coming to finish the job for me, because I don't have time to, you know, do a head job on the Jetta. But I do have the head. I bought the head. I got new wheels for it as well. So the Jetta will be back up. I can daily that. I have the bike. But for right now, I think we're gonna let the Genesis sit for a little bit until we can get her up and running properly. And we're looking at a lot better numbers from here on out. So yeah, guys, please leave a like, comment down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so you get notified every time that I post a video. And have a great one, guys. Bye.